What's going on YouTube? Flashy here, and welcome to our Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay trailer breakdown, where we're going to be going through almost frame by frame the brand new trailer that dropped a couple days ago and checking out what new gameplay mechanics there are and some things that you might have missed on your first watch through. So for those of you that don't know, a couple days ago Ubisoft held their live stream event called UbiForward, however you UbiForward. Anyway, they held their live stream event where they're showing off a bunch of new games like Watch Dogs Legions, Far Cry 6, which I can't wait for, and of course, we got our first look at some Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay, which is what I can't wait for. If you follow the podcast, if you follow me on Instagram or anything like that, you know that I absolutely love Assassin's Creed. So as soon as this trailer dropped, I wanted to sit down and dissect every single piece of it. We're probably going to miss some stuff though, so if you notice anything that I don't bring up, leave it down below in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into the Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay trailer. Alright, so moving into it, the first frame. Look at this. This is how they start the video. This is unbelievable. Something we're going to talk about a lot is the environments and stuff in Assassin's Creed, because it seems like in this one they're really honing in on all the different places you can go and different landscapes. I really love, I'm assuming this is going to be in Norway, like right at the beginning of the game. All the snow, all the mountains, and the Viking ships just look absolutely beautiful. Big fan. Already a big fan off the rip. And they show the boat actually so much in this trailer, so I think that it's going to be a lot of quote-unquote boating. But I know there was a lot of people that weren't really fans of Assassin's Creed Black Flag because there was too much of being on the ships, but I feel like this game is going to mitigate that, and we'll get into how and why a little bit later when they talk about some stuff. Boom! Okay, I'm going to literally pause it every second. I love the color scheme. This cyan, teal, blue they got. So now we move into some more boat shots. Literally the whole first 20 seconds of this video is boat shots, but I'm wondering if there's actually going to be... So if we run it back... If there's actually going to be dynamic weather, that would be pretty cool. I actually just thought of that while I was watching this. Dynamic weather to like kind of change when you're in open waters and stuff would be really interesting. I know that they're doing some stuff regarding like your Vikings health while you're on the ship and stuff like that. So you got to like take care of your crew members and stuff. So I'm wondering if maybe crew members can die from like extreme hazardous environments and things like that while you're boating. This could be a stretch, but just something I'm noticing with the lightning and the storms and stuff, which look really good. Here, right back here, moving forward, we got a volley of fire arrows coming in. This is probably the last thing you want to see if you're about to go attack somebody's fortress or something. But again, storming lands, storming fortresses, castles from the ship, from the water is actually like a huge component of this game, it seems, because they keep showing it in so many different ways. So this is definitely something to be looking forward to. It'd be really cool if this actually happens in game. While you're coming up to the castle that you're about to storm, just a volley of arrows come in and they can actually kill you and things and your crew members. So you have less crew members when you're actually on the ship. That would be really cool. Or when you're on the beach storming, going through a wall, breaking in. Here's a first look at in-game Eivor, the female version. I think this trailer only has the female version of Eivor. I think the cinematic trailer they dropped was the male version, but in this game you can actually be both, and I think you can seamlessly change between both like whenever you want, which is really cool. So here's another a close-up shot of her, which she looks absolutely amazing, and this game's not even out yet. It comes out in, what is it, November 17th I think is the release. So we're what, like 5 months out of it, and it already looks this good. It's only going to get more polished, so definitely excited to see the character models and stuff like that. Here's a first look at going through a little, I guess, village. Whole new landscape. We're not in the snowy mountains anymore. Lush green area. I'm assuming this is like the hills of England maybe. My geography is not the best, but I'm just assuming here. And then in the next frame we move into them getting off the ship. So of course you'll be able to dock your ship at all these different villages and things like that. Hop off with your crew, check them out and whatnot. I think this is a different area that she's in now. She's got this bridge behind her. So there's definitely gonna be a lot of different areas. I don't know if these are the enemies. They show off all the enemies later. This might be an enemy archetype. They do look pretty barbaric, I'm not gonna lie. They got spiked bats and stuff like that. So also really cool helmets. I like how the leader has the skull on his helmet and stuff like that. So that's definitely cool. Also notice the background. A lot of times with the enemies that they show off in this trailer, the background shows where they're gonna be. So I feel like it's going to be extremely like regional. Like when you go here, you face these type of enemies. When you go here, you face these type of enemies. It's not just going to be a bunch of people thrown in random places. So that's pretty cool. First look at some of the Vikings. Get another look at Eivor. She's got the axe. She's got a shield. Homeboy right here is chilling. I like the fur. I think the fur is awesome. That's one of my favorite things. All the face tattoos is really cool too. And she's got the hidden blade off the bat. She does have the hidden blade starting right here. So that's what it's going to look like. I wonder if they're going to do dual hidden blades. Maybe we'll try to keep an eye on it. Right now this is on the left arm. We'll see if we ever get a glimpse of the right arm, if there is this kind of assassin relic thing for the blade. We'll see. Just another village shot right there, looking good. So this is what it's going to look like when you depart. This is pretty cool. And this is where it kind of gets into the actual different functions, or the different types of quests and stuff you can do. But you'll be able to get back on your ship, push off with the squad. Some things come up here. Open sail, or can we get out of here? YouTube at the bottom. Whatever. If you can't see it, it says open sail, follow river, leave command. I have no idea what that means. Follow river is probably just like an automatic autopilot. Open sail is, I guess, you control it. Leave command, maybe you just jump out and swim in the water. I have no idea. I'm assuming. But I like the power stance here that Eivor holds. Just at the top right here. I feel like that's how Viking leaders actually stood on their ships and stuff. So I think they really kind of honed in on how Vikings interacted and acted. So this is some open water stuff right here. We got the classic north, south, east, west up top. We see a bird right here. I'm assuming that is the watchtowers or stuff. You go up there and you synchronize, I would assume. But who knows? They could put a bunch of new stuff in here. Some more sailing. So this right here, this is really cool. So while you're sailing in open waters, you'll find these little like beach fronts. And at any point for any of them, Eivor can signal to her Vikings, set the ship on the beach, and you'll see what happens right as soon as she does that. So everybody hops out, you take command, and I guess that means you're taking charge with the squad, and everybody just charges in, and this is called raiding. So raiding is really cool. It seems like there's always going to be a little area you pass by that you can raid, a village you can take over and stuff like that. This is my favorite part about the raiding. They showed a lot of cool stuff about it, but if you notice here in the first shot, she shoots the fire arrow at the top of these like straw buildings, and it starts to actually catch fire. So you can definitely impact the environment you're fighting in. And I'm wondering if you're actually gonna have to shoot a lot of these down in order to kind of pass the raid, or if you could just do it just to do it. But you'll notice the environment actually starts to change more and more. So here we're still shooting down some roofs. You'll notice very slightly this building is pretty much coming down, and it just makes the whole raiding sequence look really cool. You can revive your boys, but then it changes into the whole village is burning down, and like even the grass is starting to catch fire down here. So not only that, now you're fighting in a burning down village, which I think is really cool. You're not just pulling up to a village and it's just staying intact. You're burning it down, you're pillaging all the people, you're taking out all the soldiers and stuff like that. And while you're doing this, you're literally seeing the village crumbling down behind you. So again, just focusing on the environments of Assassin's Creed Valhalla is really cool. Some of my favorite parts about Assassin's Creed has always been the environments, where we're at, what time period, what's going on, and things like that. So this is just them pillaging a village. You get a chest at the end, I'm assuming. Village burning down in the background after a nice secure W. And this is where they get into settlements, I believe. So I think that a big part of Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be creating settlements. I'm assuming you upgrade your settlements. You'll have shops, you'll have blacksmiths, armories, stuff like that. Probably a place to upgrade your boat. A big part of Black Flag was upgrading your ship and getting better guns, better cannons, customization, aesthetically pleasing things, all that stuff. So I think through upgrading your village and pillaging other villages and getting their people to come over to your settlement and stuff like that is how you're gonna grow and rank up these like armories and these blacksmiths and stuff, which I'm excited for. I'm all about that, you know, building settlements and stuff. Also confirmed right here, cat. I'm kind of blocking it, but you'll see in a second. Or no, actually wait, she's already holding it. Cats! You can have a cat in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If that doesn't make you want to buy the game, I don't know what will. Honestly, I don't know what will. You can have a cat. So this is kind of the main area in your settlement where you kind of look at the entire map. I'm assuming these like little statues here are places that are either on your side or are targets. I'm not sure yet what. But then if we look down here, oh, I'm kind of in the way here. Let's do some movie magic. If you can see right here, it says in Essex, it's locked. We're not there yet. Suggested power is 130 and the reward is a question mark. So definitely by taking over these places and hold on, let's power ourselves back. So by taking over these places, you'll get different rewards and there is an overall power level. So you're going to be wanting to rank up, I'm assuming just by XP, killing soldiers, pillaging areas and stuff like that. And there's definitely going to be an achievement to 100% the entire map, which is really sick. So, and a lot of interesting spots that you'll be able to take over. And it's cool because half of the map is on the coast, which is going to look really cool. And then other areas you have to go through these kind of like winding rivers to get to. And then they're in the mountains and stuff like that. So again, a lot of different environments to fight in and explore. And it even goes up. There's more north. So the map is actually pretty huge. And this is where I was talking about where we get a look at the enemies and all the different environments that they're in. So if you can see this guy, he's in like the mountaintops and it seems like there's like snowy mountains over here. He's got the fur on, obviously for warmth and stuff like that. And then these are probably like the Englishmen right here in the rolling hills of England with the armor and the swords, the straight swords and stuff like that. We got the freaking We got some jungle people, which looks absolutely dope. So there's going to be some jungle fighting. Definitely can't go wrong with that. So it seems like each area is going to have their own enemy archetype. And they even get into that a little bit with how they fight. So here you'll notice I think these are just the brawlers. We got some people right here that are using spears. That's how they're fighting right here. And then we got this. So this was actually interesting. I didn't notice this the first time. So whatever enemy archetype this is coming up, they got extreme mobility. And you'll see his knees are glowing. And what Eivor does here, in order to, I guess, beat these enemies, you have to shoot an arrow at their knee, incapacitate them, I believe is the word. And then you can take them out. See how he took them out with the knee shot, and then you can go and loot and do your thing. So it seems like each enemy is going to have a different style of how you have to fight them, and that'll keep things really fresh. And we'll get into the weapon customization and why it'll be even more fresh every time you play through a different area when we get there. But here are the jungle boys, the homies, and you can actually see here they fight differently too, because it's kind of hard to see. I caught it at a blurry moment, but see if we can get a better look. No, it's all kind of blurry, but the way these enemies fight is they'll actually hold you down, and then his boy is coming up and just stabbing you in the stomach repeatedly. So you got to make sure you're not getting held down by those people. These guys throw coconuts at you, and the jungle people are actually sick, because you'll notice he threw his friend's dead body at you to fight. So there's a lot of different things going on with how you have to approach all these fights and all these different enemies. So it's going to be important to learn how you beat each enemy. It seems like the big shield boys get taken out by a long spear throw, which is pretty freaking sweet if you ask me. But like I said, that's just really cool that you can't just go in and do Assassin's Creed Revelation, hold RT, and just parry every single opponent that you fight again. You actually have to think about what their weaknesses are, and you have to build your character when going into these different areas against these enemies to fight them, which is super cool. Here we have a really dope cinematic of being able to pick up and push an enemy. This new weapon right here, the hooks, whatever, the hook slingshot, whatever you want to call it. This is awesome. You get to just Spider-Man whip your opponent at you, and you slice their dome off with an axe with that cool little cinematic, which is absolutely awesome. Definitely looking forward to these little cinematic moments. Next up, we got the throwing axes, which is like a hyper combo right here. If you guys play any fighting games, this is literally an ultra combo. He goes 1, 2, 3 on the first guy, kills this guy, and then double axes that guy, which was sweet. And then we have the, it's like the finishing move, I guess. So he incapacitates them, picks up the shield, and beats his head in with what was on the ground. And this is when we move into the weapon customization. So Eivor will be able to have 2 weapons at all times, 1 for each hand. He's got his main hand here, which has a bunch of different options. We got axes, we got spears, great hammers, daggers, a mace, a great axe. We got a bunch of different options here. And it seems like there will be quite a few different ones. And also, if we look up top, we see abilities and skills. So there's definitely going to be some kind of, again, that rank up system where you can do different things. Maybe it's like an execute. Maybe it's a double hidden blade kill, a stealth kill, whatever the case is. I'm sure they'll be able to do that. Again, we see the power down here. I'm not too sure what these 3 symbols mean, but he's level 37 in the blue, level 37 in the red, and level 35 in the yellow bird. I'm assuming the yellow bird is going to be like scouting. Maybe the tiger is offense and maybe the bear is defense, whatever the case is, I'm not sure. But it seems like your overall power adds up to 3 of these. Let me actually do quick math. Is 37 plus 37 plus 35 equals, yeah, so it equals 109. I guess it rounds up to 110. So your overall power comes from your offense, defense, and scouting, if that's what those symbols mean. Here we can see that she actually has 2 shields. So one thing they talk about is that you can dual wield any 2 weapon types you want. You could even have 2 shields if that's what you're into. I prefer no shields, but hey, if you want 2 shields, you could have 2 shields. And then we see the customization screen and the overall inventory. So this person's power is 647. So that just goes to show that the cap is probably going to be way up there, and there's going to be a ton of stuff to unlock. We have the shoulders, we got the torso, we have a bow and arrow, main hand 1, helmet, bracers, boots, main hand 2. So that brings a total of 8. We have rations, which I'm assuming you're going to have to, maybe that's just like heals. I don't know if you're going to have to keep Eivor like quenched and nourished. Maybe that's just like regular heals. Got the quiver. I'm sure there's going to be different styles of bows and arrows and stuff you can use, which is really cool. Not sure about this stuff over here. I tried to figure out what it was and look into it, but I'm assuming that's just going to be like collectibles and stuff and crafting materials. We have down here, let's do some more movie magic. Let's get rid of me. Press up to go to the Animus. So clearly the Animus is back. In what way? We're not sure. I don't think we've seen anything about any characters. No Desmond-style character yet that's been revealed, I don't think. But a really good look at the customization screen. We'll also take a quick look at what kind of stats weapons have. Oh, wow, that's like half a second for me to press pause. Boom. Got it. So weapons will have attack, impact, critical percentage, and speed, which is really, really cool. Again, here we see visit the blacksmith to unlock. So I think this completely like solidifies your settlements will have to get ranked up, and you will have to go to the blacksmith, go to the armor, and get all that stuff ranked up. I'm not sure what this bar is. Maybe you can individually increase the rank of your weapons. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's durability or something. No idea. But cool. It's cool. There's a lot of different stuff going into all this, which I like a lot. Still looking at some of the offhand weapons, and then this is just going into the fight. Here he's using the mace, just clapping these dudes. This is really cool. He just beats this guy's ass and then stops on him, which is absolutely awesome. I really, really like the environments, man. Fighting in all these different places looks great. You're gonna be fighting in lush green areas, jungle, like dark jungles, snowy mountain caps. Boom, look at that. As I'm saying, this is some of the double shield gameplay right here, which looks really, really unique. And it seems like, actually, there's gonna be special moves based on what weapons you're using. So if you can see here, he's got the spinning shield attack of death. And then Eivor goes right into this kind of shield charge move with both shields. So I'm assuming there's going to be special moves that you can do. Maybe they're like heavy moves or something like that with your weapon loadout. So that's going to make it even more exciting to try different kind of variants and different weapon styles. Moving into this execution is so badass. We're going to run it back. This execution looks so cool. So hold on, let the shield rock. Slice him in that rib. Take off his leg to put him airborne, and then crash him into the ground with a dome slice. Oh my god. I love the brutality of this game. That's probably been like the standing point for me, or the focal point of all this, is that they are not holding back with the brutality. It is absolutely insane. So now we move into the stealth portion. Wouldn't be an Assassin's Creed game without some version of stealth and putting your hood up. It seems like they're taking it back to the classic days, like in Assassin's Creed 1, when you could just walk with the monks in Assassin's Creed 1, and you just do your normal patrol, you put your hood up, and you just walk in with the squad, get past any guards or anything like that. The way the commentator in the trailer talks about it says that Eivor is pretty much just a wanted individual in all of England. So it seems like everywhere you go in England, you're gonna have to be undercover in some way, shape, or form. So that's gonna add a really, really interesting dynamic. Here we're just needing some dough. You know, we're just an average village person just needing some dough here, munching some food with the squad on a lunch break. But, so it seems like there's a bunch of different ways to just hide and not get seen by the English patrolmen or whatever the case is. And then we get into exploration, which I think we all noticed that this was going to be a huge part of this game. Look at this shot. This shot is amazing. All the different colors, just the rolling hills that you see. Huge fan. I know there's going to be so many times that I'm going to be sitting on this game on next-gen consoles or on PC, whatever the case is, just stopped and just staring at the environment that Ubisoft has made for us to explore, which is super freaking cool to me. So again, some more hills. We got fishing. Fishing is back. I don't care what anybody says. Assassin's Creed 4, one of my favorite things to do was fish to craft different armor. I'll never forget, you had to catch like, it was like some shark or something like that was super impossible to catch in order to get this one specific armor outfit, and I would do it all day. I don't know why. I was super addicted to fishing in Black Flag. I know a bunch of people are like, bro, what? But I loved it. So if you have to fish in order to craft different armor and maybe weapons or things like that, or bows and arrows, I'm all in for it. I'm all in for it. Also, they talk about hunting. So we saw before the rations pack. The way the commentator talks about it in the trailer is that you're gonna have to feed. I don't know if there's like a nutrition bar, like a Nutri-Grain bar. No, I don't know if there's like a bar at the bottom that shows like how hungry your character is, and if you start to lose health if you're too hungry or whatever the case is. But they just showcase that you're gonna have to be hunting for deer and stuff like that. I'm assuming you'll be able to use the pelts and stuff like that. In Far Cry, that's a huge part of crafting and whatnot, so I'm assuming they would just bring that into this game as well. Here we have a boss, the Cricket Wolf of the Pit. So bosses are back. I don't remember which game they introduced quote-unquote boss health bars and stuff like that. It might have been Odyssey or Origins, but that's back, and that's cool because I'm always down to kill bosses like Dark Souls. Definitely interested in that. I'm hoping that there's some really, really difficult bosses out there that take a lot of tries. We got the Stonehenge? We got Stonehenge in this game? So here we see actual real-life area kind of blending in with the lore of Assassin's Creed, which I always love that they do. So there's going to be puzzles on some very well-known spots. So here, this puzzle is just line up the camera a certain way, and you'll probably unlock some stuff. Again, another shot of the snowy mountains, which looks absolutely amazing. You can almost feel how cold it is which I like a lot. We got chests to loot. We got places to find. We got a bow there. So this shot, I believe you're actually going to be able to control Eivor's bird. I think they gave it a name. I can't remember what the name is, but you'll be able to scout around with Eivor's bird. And down here, we see a horse health bar or stamina bar. Maybe there's horseback? They might have shown it. I might have missed it. That looks like horse bar stamina or a horse stamina bar. Not sure. Maybe that's just a way to get around the land. We'll see. But you can definitely control Eivor's bird in some way, shape, or form to scout out the area, which is really cool. We have some kind of den here. This is probably the end of some kind of cavern. Get your loot at the end for exploring through it, which is really, really cool. And then the assault. So this is really, really interesting. I like this a lot. So this is going to be kind of big style, cinematic, Lord of the Rings, Crash the Fortress fights. So I don't know if there's going to be a lot of these, but you can see here, right up against this impenetrable fortress. What are we going to do? How are we going to get it down? We got to take those people out. And you'll see, you'll start by setting up the ladder. This literally has Lord of the Rings written all over it. Like, it is so cool. The ladder's climbing up. I really like here. This was a little, just a little thing I noticed. But the way Eivor is already on the ladder before it's all the way set up is so badass. Halfway up the ladder before it's set up. So you're going to be storming these fortresses. You got fire arrows coming down. You got your squad down here barricading through the door. Or barraging through the door. While you're over here trying to take out the snipers and the archers and whatnot, which is sick. You get flame arrows, which I'm all for. You got to line it up too, so it's not just a straight shot. You got to account for the arrow dropping and stuff, which is very, very cool. And then the next case, they'll show you barging through the door, which is literally Lord of the Rings. Like, they took this right out of the Lord of the Rings handbook, which is freaking awesome. I'm all about it. I'm super excited for these because any kind of storm the fortress style missions and things like that, I'm all for it. And here you'll see the way that she gets into this one is you actually bow and arrow the piece holding the bridge. So maybe every assault will have different ways you got to get in. Some will use the barge. Some you got to use your arrows. Maybe some you'll have to, I don't know, place like makeshift bombs and stuff like that. I'm sure they're going to have a bunch of different styles. Here we just got some fighting, just some battleground look inside the fortress when you're fighting. Eivor talking to her squad after she wins a fortress or an assault. So, and then back to the settlement, just showing it off. This is amazing too. Look, these snowy shots are so good. I think this just comes from my love of the God of War remake that just came out on PS4 a few years back. All the snow-covered areas, I would just sit there and just look at them and be like, oh my gosh. I got a tear right now. I got a tear from looking at this environment. But yeah, overall, I think that's just, we're just walking through all the different places. This is a sick boss fight. So this just goes to show that it's not just going to be quote-unquote real-life fighting. Like, we're going to have some major Norse mythology stuff going on here. As you can see, we got the boss coming up. Ooh, look at this shot. This is like kind of a scary shot. Is there going to be like some themes of horror in this game? That's really cool. That's really cool. I like all the blue lightning and stuff. And then we'll pause it again. Cordelia is the name of this boss. I don't know if that's a Norse myth god or anything like that, or if that's just the name of the boss. But we could see some crazy lightning effects happening here. This dude is shooting lightning bolts everywhere. So it seems like these fights, these boss fights aren't just going to be keep hitting the boss until it dies. It's going to be understand how the boss... It's almost going to be like Dark Souls, I feel like. Where you got to understand the boss's moves, what they do, when they do it, how to... I don't know if there's going to be a parry or what, but you got to figure out how to fight the boss and what they do and what you got to avoid and things like that. So that's just going to make boss fights even more fun because you're going to want to learn the ins and out of every individual boss while also customizing all your different weapon loadouts to fight that boss the best. So it seems like there's a lot of replayability in this game, whether it's only twice or you play through it a bunch. I do think there's going to be quite a bit of amount of replayability just based on all the different customization options and the way bosses react. A shot here of Eivor, it seems like kneeling at this temple, or this monument, whatever you want to call it. So maybe there's going to be some kind of like, remember back in Skyrim, there are those little monuments you can get little bonuses on if you go to them and pray at them or something like that. Here's another shot of, this is actually a really, really cool shot. Right here, we got, this guy gets killed, but Eivor just looking over the assault at the top. I believe that's Eivor. It's kind of hard to tell, but still, awesome, awesome shot. I love all the castles, everything burning down and stuff like that. Just looks really, really badass. This is Eivor getting her ass beat by another boss by the name of Kjot the Cruel. Probably butchering the name of that guy, but dude is massive. This guy's like 7 feet tall. So that's going to be a cool boss fight, definitely. We got some more shots. This looks like he's going to be one of the main antagonists. Just by the way this guy's sitting, I don't like him. I don't like his face. I don't like him. he's got to take the hidden blade. So I'm assuming this is going to be one of the main antagonists, or maybe just a side character, who knows, but they gave him a spot in a 6-minute video, so I'm assuming he's going to be a pretty big deal. Eivor blowing the horn, rallying the troops, getting lit with the squad, laughing it up. And then here we got another shot. This is interesting. So this is a Mortal Kombat X-Ray. I hope this is in the game. I hope this is not just some cinematic ploy that they used at the end of the trailer. And if you actually get like a really cool kill, whether it's on a boss or just on any NPC, you get to go into this sequence of the blade crushing through their chest bones. Like, that is so cool. If they didn't just use this as a cinematic ploy and this is actually legit and you'll see the cinematic in game, that is so cool. If that wasn't past Assassin's Creed, I didn't notice it, I didn't know about it, but if this is brand new and we get to see these kind of cinematic moments of the blade or the axe or whatever the case is going through the opponent or the enemy, that is absolutely awesome. And that right there, look at this. Eivor just chilling with the crow on her shoulder, just living it up. Living it up. And then this is just taking you through all the different locations. Let's actually count how many different spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like there's 5 or 6 different unique areas. And I believe if we go back to the enemies, how many enemies were there? Where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it seems like there's going to be 5 areas, 5 area archetypes in this game to explore and to battle the enemies. And available November 17th, coming to next-gen consoles. I don't know if it's announced on... Is it on PC? Yeah, it is on PC as well. So it's available everywhere. Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, PS5, Stadia, PC digital download. It's everywhere. So I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. This was a bit of a longer video, but I really wanted to dive deep into all the gameplay mechanics of this. So if I missed anything, again, please do leave it down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.